Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Hi, guys. How are we doing today?
We're doing good. We're itching for basketball season, and we can't wait to talk to you.
Very good.
I mean, Coach, obviously, I'm sure there's some players that are going to be with the football team that are preoccupied with other things before basketball season. But looking at what your team and what you're expecting to kind of have this season, who are going to be some of those big names that you expect to have a lot of starting minutes, and some of those younger guys that you think are going to get some role player assignments and get some minutes down the stretch?
First of all, we want to wish our football team a positive night tonight. We're actually giving our guys off tonight if they don't want to come into practice to go watch the game. I think it's very important that kids stay involved with the high school end of things and to get out there and support our team. Looking at our team this year, we got 3 kids coming back that had some good varsity experience last year. We got Riley Heckert coming back. We got Logan Bates coming back, and we got Caden Lowe coming back. Those are 3 guys that got a lot of minutes for us last year. They're seniors this year. They bring a lot of leadership, had great summers. I think that they'll help our younger guys out. We got some juniors. We got Nicky Hendricks, who's playing football. He comes back as a junior. He was a starter for us last year. And then we bring up a couple kids that I think will help us out as sophomores. We got Levante Daniels coming up. Levante had a great summer. And then we got Gavin Ribicki, bigger kid that also had a good summer for us also.
When you look at trying to evaluate what you're going to look like and some of the things that you're going to be able to run, styles you're going to be able to play, but you're trying to do that without having a lot of your kids yet. What's that kind of like to kind of try to really prepare and use these couple weeks that you have before the season, but also, wait for the other sports to finish?
It's funny. We had a parent meeting, and, Nick Hendricks and Levante Daniels, especially Nick, he goes to football practice, and then he comes to basketball. Now, he doesn't practice with us, but he's there, sees everything I'm putting in. He's a very smart kid. I think that those guys will blend in perfectly. We're putting in a little bit of a different style this year. We're not real big. Besides Caden Lowe and Gavin Ribicki, we're not real big, but our bigs can run. So we're going to try to play a little bit of a upper tempo. Our goal is to get into the 70s this year. I think we could do that. But I'm not too concerned. With those football players coming out, I don't think they'll have no problems blending in. This is my 3rd year with this program. And we kind of stick to the basic principles and practices and how we handle things and what we expect from the kids. I think they'll blend in pretty quickly.
This is obviously going to be a very exciting NE8 conference this year with competitive basketball, I think, almost each and every night between the teams. Talk about your schedule a little bit, how excited you are for this NE8 slate of games for development for some of these younger guys and for some of the seniors as well as some of your out-of-conference games.
There's no easy Tuesdays and Fridays in this conference. There absolutely isn't. Every game you got to be prepared. We play a sequence where we go. I think we go Struthers, Poland, Girard, and somebody else in there. Somebody else that we throw in there. So we play back to back to back to back on the road.
Coach Bornemiss froze a little bit. Freeze frame.
Camel, who's going to be, I don't know if you guys know about Camel, but they got the 2 kids back from Akron Hoban that left for a year. They're going to be pretty strong. So, there's no easy nights. We understand that in this D2 division. I think it's one of the best districts around when you get into tournament time. If you could play competitively every Tuesday and Friday, I think you'll be okay on the outcomes.
Coach, and obviously looking at your schedule too, we know it's going to be great for developing your players. What is that one thing that you're hoping to improve on from last year going into this season, primarily for the team?
Well, I think last year we shot too many threes. I think we got comfortable on playing behind the line. And I think it hurt us at a period of time. We challenged our kids this summer to be physically on the rebounding end, and I challenged them to get to the hoop a little bit more. This team, in all the years I've coached, is probably one of the most unselfish teams that I've been around. They really look for each other on the court. And I think that's one of the key things. I'm not saying, our backcourt with Bates and Heckert, Riley, and Nick Hendricks, might be one of the best in the league. And I'm not just saying that. Those kids have worked hard for 3 years, and they know my system. They know what I expect. And when you got a good backcourt like that, it really helps your team. And we're not telling those kids don't shoot the three, but we're telling them don't settle on the three. That's a big difference. When you're coaching, sometimes we settle on threes and we actually have driving lanes to get to the hoop and make the defense commit a little bit onto us so we can make the next step. I think that's the biggest thing, is attacking the rim a little bit more and then taking those shots when they're available to us.
Like you said earlier, it's the third year with this program, and I always like to see coaches get into their third and fourth year, because then you really start to see the development that they've had their hands in. You really get to see the kids that they've had for 2-3 years really start to develop. Is there a more of a sense of a pride with these kids that you've had for 3 years now when you see kind of them starting to buy in and them starting to get what you're trying to teach them?
Yeah, of course. Practices are easier. Last year was kind of tough for everybody. I mean, it was a tough, we played one in a sequence last year. We played 5 games in 6 nights. I mean, you just don't do that on a normal basis. And those weren't easy games. It just was a tough year. We were in and out of practices. We were shut down twice because of COVID. So, you never really got into a good flow with anything. But no excuses, put out there. The third year going into this, the kids are more prepared. They understand the drills better. They know how to get into things easier. And then that makes it easier for us if we want to implement some other things, other schemes into our game plan once we face opponents. So it really helps. These are just a great bunch of kids. And the younger kids are jumping on the shirt tails of the older kids, and and it just goes down the line. We're having a basketball camp for our young kids now. We got 80 campers there. I mean, we're trying to just do some better things.
We know the Hubbard faithful are diehards, and they're going to be supporting every Tuesday and Friday night anyway. But if anybody's on the fence of showing up to watch this team, what is kind of the sales pitch to come out and catch this boys team this season?
Our philosophy this year is, play unselfish basketball and be pesky on the defensive end. And we really do that well. I think that these fans, when they come out and they look at us on every Tuesday and Friday or Saturdays when we're playing, I think they're going to see a little bit of appreciation on how these kids play the game. My one thing to these kids, I always tell them, it's what you put into the game and what the game gives back to you. If you don't put a lot into it, you're not going to get a lot back from the game. If you put a lot into the game, it gives you some good things back. And, they've worked hard for 3 years and they really deserve a good year. They really do. I've been doing it a long time. The wins and losses will come for us, the coaching staff, but these kids really deserve it. And I think that's what they'll see. They'll see aggressiveness. They're going to see, you know, if a kid's got to get in for 45 seconds or if he's got to get in for 3 minutes, that boy is going to play hard when they're in there.
Coach, we've had the chance to meet your players, but I want to give you the chance to highlight your coaching staff and the assistants that you have with you that help make this program what it is.
You know, I still have the same assistants. The last 3 years, my son Michael is the JV coach. Derek Kopanik is the volunteer assistant. And then we brought another kid in that played for Girard a couple years back, Adam Conley. Adam, when I was at that Girard for 1 year as an assistant with Hannon, Adam was just an unbelievable defensive hawk on things. And, you know, I started talking with him, and, you know, he has a passion for the game. And I brought him in to help me out with the defensive stuff. And he's really helped out. So, you know, we basically got the same guys around.
I wanted to ask too, with you guys basically keeping your same staff year in and year out, what is the biggest thing you've learned? I mean, it's been a short tenure, of course, with Hubbard, but what's the biggest thing you've learned about yourself as a coach with this program since you've started until this point now?
Well, it's nice having young kids on your staff. You know, they could get in there. They could get in there and mix it around with the boys too, if we need them to get in there. You know, there's been a lot of, I guess the biggest thing, there's been a lot of coaches that's coached under me at other programs that are now head coaches. You know, we got a guy that's a head coach of girls at Howland. I got a head coach at Matthews girls. There's another guy at Lordstown that's the AD and the head coach of girls. So, you know, that shows that, you know, they learn a lot from me also. You know, I think they find out that it's more than just coaching. There's more out there than just coaching. It's, you know, having the kids believe in you, you know, whether it's in school, whether it's out of school, whatever it is, you know, meetings, all that stuff. And I think that they see the whole background of it. And I really think that, you know, some of these guys, when I move on, when it is, hopefully not for a while, you know, they'll take those same reins and want to get into the head coaching position too.
Coach, before we let you go, I want to know one or two things that you want your kids to kind of take away from this program when they leave it, and things that you'd like to teach them outside the basketball court.
Well, you know, first and foremost, it's the school. It's you know, how you handle yourself in the school. And I'm very proud, you know, when I look back in these 3 years. And, you know, not everybody goes to college, and I understand that. A lot of kids go to trade school. They go off to work. You know, they make their own decisions, and we inspire that. I inspire that as a head coach. You know, whatever you're going to do outside of basketball, once you leave the Hubbard program, do it to the best of your ability. And you know, when I look back at how many kids have gone to college and, you know, are in their second, third years and doing extremely well. And even the kids that are in trade schools, and even the kids that are working, you know, my point to them is always carry yourself like a young man, always be honest, and just do the best, whatever you can, in whatever field you choose.
Coach, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show and joining us for this edition of Running Point 2. And I'm sure we're going to be talking with you and your program again real soon.
Hey, you guys, I just want to give you guys a shout out. You guys do a phenomenal job. I mean, you're always on point. You've always texted me, you know, if I have any questions, if you have any questions for me. And, you know, you guys do an outstanding job. If I can help you with anything, if the Hubbard program can help you with anything, please don't hesitate to call me. And a shout out to that. Was it Roma who did the last game against New Philadelphia? He had did he have the basketball hoodie on?
Yep.
Yeah, I got to give him a shout out for putting that basketball hoodie on Hubbard basketball.
Oh yeah, you guys got a great set of announcers out there as well, I'm sure, and they love the program as well as we do as well. Love covering you guys.
And
hey, if I could do anything for you guys during the season, just let me know, guys.
Thank you, Coach. We look forward to talking to you again.
Okay, have a good day.
You as well.